Alright, y'all. Alright, y'all. What's happening? What's happening? What's good? Oh, shit. I'm out there. Whoa! Alright. So, what's happening, everybody? This your boy, Bruce Lee. Let me. Little Dusty. Little Dusty. Little Dusty. Oh, shit. Ah! 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 Alright, man. A little Dusty here. Alright, y'all. Alright, y'all. What's good? What's happening? What it is? What it is? What it do? Alright, this is your boy Bruce Leroi again, man. Back here with another stream. Follow me on this Twitch. I'm Bruce Leroi BIH. Follow me on TikTok. It's Bruce Leroi BIH. Fuck! Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram at iambruceleroi. I swear to God, I had a slimmer of hope. Slimmer of hope. Just a sliver of hope that I was going to have a perfect intro. And of course, right when I thought about it, I fucked it all up. Let me charge my phone real quick. Charge my phone right quick, man. Alright, so nothing too crazy on the piano, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. This shit, is this even plugged in? I guess so, yeah. You just gotta find the right place. There you go. Hopefully it'll charge. Hopefully it'll charge. Hopefully it'll charge. Hopefully. Okay, anyway, man. It's your boy Bruce Leroi once again, man. I don't know why the fuck I just said that. I already went through that shitty ass intro already. Okay, so piano for maybe about 30 to 45 minutes. And then we just binging a bunch of random Eagles content. That's pretty much all we doing. You feel me? But yeah.
Want to lose weight without losing muscle?
This not it. I'm just trying to save a video so I can watch it later on.
So now what?
But that's not it, obviously. Okay, yeah, so piano for like a little bit, and after that we're gonna move the hell on. So let's go to Piano Superhuman real quick. Before we do that, well actually, let's get on the video first.
Songs forever right at your finger. The list. So this song is simply the.
Okay, so before we do that, let's Oh, I ain't really doing on electric piano. Oh, no way. Where is it at? Hey! 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 Yeah! That fine ass chick wanna suck my dick, and she got a dick, and she want me to trick. Bitch, hell no! And a fuck no! And a fuck no! And a fuck no! I told her, get your ass home. You can't call me bitch. I'm too goddamn rich. When it ain't my bitch, then I got a twist. Tyreek with a quick twist. Ain't this about a bitch? Hey, hey, hey. Son of a bitch. I done fucked up. I went to again away in my scream, 'cause you're all I need to get me Alright, hold on. How the fuck? What the fuck? Alright, hold on. I turn this off. What happens? Okay, we back. I had to turn the shit on and off. Wow, that wasted 5 seconds of my life. Alright, man. Okay. Oh, wait. I can't get in. Bitch. Shut your ass up. Alright. 2. Hold on. Okay.
4 chords listed up here. The first one is A minor, looks like this. Simply copy the shape to the keyboard. Then the second chord is F major, looks like this. Now you'll notice this is easy because it's exactly the same as A minor. We just move the top note up 1 to F major later on in the video.
You're one sentence away from launching your website with Base 44. Since the beginning of the internet, there's never been such a
these chords to life. So we're going to play each chord 3 times with the rhythm da, 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 da. Looks like this. Da, 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 da. You might be starting to recognize this song. Simply play, and then finally our left hand plays a G down here as well.
Cool. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. Alright. Is this too far? Yeah, kinda. It's just like, so it's, it sounds like a trailer to a scary movie and shit. Like, witness the paranormal doll. Hi, my name is Ashley. Get that goddamn jump scream out of fucking nowhere and shit. Like, dude, like the little fucking that intensity sound and music in the background and shit. Oh god. Okay, let me get back to work. Get back to business. Ooh. Okay, let me chill. Let me chill the fuck out. Start actually getting to work. Stop bullshitting. Move the fuck on.
Alright, now let me show you what the final. Start off with our first song. Use same 3 notes, C, E, and G, just in a different. And this one is C, E, G. So because of that, both of these are considered a C major or C major chord. We just move our thumb. And again, before I tell you the 4th chord, let's go over the money pattern we're going to use so you don't get overwhelmed. Now, this thing looks impressive, but it's actually incredibly easy to play. All we're going to do is we're going to take the 3 notes of each chord, and we're going to play going up and then back down and repeat 4 times. So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and and then we switch to E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our next chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally our fourth chord is F major. It looks like this. So again, we do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Moving the hell on. This is easy as fuck.
Now again, the left hand is...
I swear there's another one inside. I'm
Here's
just
what the
making
final
up
product
words
sounds
'cause
like.
I ain't got shit to do.
We move on to D minor. And then our third chord is easy. Just like before, the left hand is optional. We just play the name of the chord. So for our first step, we got G major, D minor, D minor, A minor. Now to make this song come alive, we're going to use this money pattern over the top of each chord. So we take our three notes and we play top, middle, bottom, top, middle, bottom, top, middle. Then we move on to our next chord. Top, middle, bottom, top, middle, bottom, top, middle. And then D minor again. Top, mid. Product sounds like C.
Okay, and I'm gonna see how he gonna do it in a few. So let's go back. So it's B, right? So it's
If you can figure out what song this is. Finally, our last and most famous song on the list is the big. All the songs we're learning.
Okay, so we're gonna do this last chain. It sound like above the rims and shit. You know, but they was screaming in the fucking background. It was like, get the fuck back. Oh no. The dude was like, he was like, fuck. I'm stuttering like a bitch. He was like, back the fuck up. Like if you remember the beginning of Butter Rim, for those that I've seen it, and you remember, it was funny as shit. Okay, let's get to work. Oh no, I'm hitting the wrong motherfucking one. I gotta see how you did the pattern.
Laid out nice and simple, so you have the link, enter your... Alright, so the major, C major inversion, major, or chunks, and use your cheat than before. This time our left hand starts on the note C, and then we simply walk down the notes step by step until we get to this D, and then we go back up to G, and that's it. So it's really not that hard. We just start here, move downward until we get to D, and then we pop up to G. So with the right hand, it's going to look like this. You may be starting to recognize this already. Now, there's a cool money pattern we're going to use, but just a heads up, this song is a little bit more advanced, so don't get discouraged if you can't get it immediately. Just takes a bit of practice. All right, so to make it sound like the actual song, all you got to do is play left, down the notes on the note. Practice this major and simple, so you'll have these.
What the fuck on? Alright, we're gonna do the other joint that we done for today. I don't wanna do
This is the perfect pair for your iPhone, and it replaces 3 different chargers. So when I travel, I don't pack extra cables, I don't have to pack extra bricks. This covers my phone, my watch, and anything USB.
For those that's probably looking like this motherfucker lazy as hell, you're not wrong. But in my defense, we're gonna do this shit 10,000 motherfucking times. So it generally don't matter how long we do this shit today. So just let you know. Coming in talking shit. Hey, shut up, bitch. We're gonna do this shit like 10,000 times anyway.
Friends, today I got 4 super simple songs that are absolutely perfect even for It's the perfect song to play for your husband, wife, girlfriend, or that cute girl from Starbucks that you're too scared to talk to. I'm talking to you, Billy. Alright, enough jokes, let's get on to the first song, Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars. So instead of using complicated sheet music, you actually only have to learn these 4 chord shapes up here and just copy them to the keyboard. It's way easier. So if you look at the chords, we have G major, looks like this, and then E minor, and then C major, and then back to the first chord, G major. And these 4 chords simply repeat over and over and over throughout the entire song. Now watch how easy this actually is. So if we start out on our G major chord, and then we move to our second chord, E minor, the only note that changes is this bottom note, right? So this is G major, E minor, G major, E minor. These top 2 notes stay the same, G major, E minor. So it's actually very simple. Then when we go from E minor to C major, again, just this top note is changing. E minor, right? Changes is this out on our G major chord. And then
so he got so he hit this D, E, F, G. Alright, so let's do it again. Let's do it again. So D.
To our second chord, E minor, the only note that changes is this bottom note, right? So this is G major, E minor, G major, E minor. minor. These top two notes stay the same, G major, E minor. So it's actually very simple. Then when we go from E minor to C major, again, just this top note is changing. So we have E minor, C major, E minor, C major. These bottom two notes stay the same, so again, it's very easy. And then finally, our last chord, we just go back to G major, which we've already learned. So now we have our four chords: G major, E minor, C major, and G major. Now, all we're going to do to make this sound really cool is just play each chord shape 4 times. So we have G, 2, 3, 4, and then E minor, 2, 3.
Got it, so.
And then C major, 2, 3, 4, and finally G major, 2, 3. You're amazing. I have 4 new chord shapes, except you'll notice they're not really all that new, because a few of them are actually the same chords we already learned for Just the Way You Are. All right, so first we have E minor, then G major, then D major, and then finally C major. And when you're learning these, I highly suggest you look for similar notes between the chords, just like we did for the first song. It'll make it a lot easier to learn. Now, for this song, I'm going to teach you a basic rhythm to make it sound more like the actual song. So if you've heard the song Hello by Adele, it sounds like this. So you notice the rhythm is da, 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 da. If you're having trouble with the rhythm, you can...
Oh, that's easy. So you just hitting this shit one time. So, get me one time. Let's try it again.
Try clapping it along first. So it sounds like this. Da, da. And we play that rhythm over the chords. It's going to sound like this. Hello, it's me. And I've been totally turn this chair around for you. And the next song, Shivers by Ed Sheeran. I've been absolutely jamming out to this one like crazy lately. All right, so here are the chord shapes. And as you'll notice, you've actually already learned all of these chords in the first two songs. So this should be very easy to get the hang of. All right, so first we got E minor, then C major, then G major, and finally D major. And for this song, all we're going to do is we're going to play each chord 2 times. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you can play. Cause baby, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shiver. You can actually shivers. Oh baby, more advanced stuff later. Alright, next up we got the most romantic song on the list. And this one is actually a cheat sheet for you that has all 4 of these songs with the chord shapes. That way, you can put up on your piano and have these 4 songs for the rest of your life. So to get that, just click the link in the upper right or in the description. Alright, on to song number 4, Perfect by Ed Sheeran. And as you'll notice, guess what? It uses the same chords we've already learned in the other songs, just in a different order. Alright, so we have G major, then E minor, then C major, and then D major. And for this one, we're simply going to play each chord 4 times. So we have G, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, C major, 2, 3, 4, and D major, 2, 3, 4. And now it's gonna sound like this. Cause I found love for me. Darling, just dive right in and follow my lead.
Done. Again, we gonna do all this shit, so it may seem like, oh, this nigga lazy as hell. Don't worry, bro. We're gonna do this shit again, over and over, until we get this right, so it doesn't fucking matter. Plus, we got a lot of equals content. I see equals. I mean, let me shut the fuck up. I sound stupid. Anyway. Haven't you saw your goddamn speech? Whoa! Cool. Cool. Alright, big dog. Oh shit. Oh. Alright, so we're gonna watch my man Joey Shakes. Before we do that though, I do want to make some very, very quick commentary. It's not going to be that, you know. It's not going to be that, how should I put it? Not going to be a long one. Just a quick conversation. Just a quick conversation. That's not going to work for my... Jesus. Oh my God. I'll pull it up like that. There we go. Can I pick the genre? Oh, we gotta put on about or not. If it can stay. At con, oh my gosh. Gee golly whiz. Billy might just die. Oh my God. Heavens to Beatsy. Oh shit. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh shitn't it. Okay. Oh wait. Ah! Nobody to check. That's the way I like it. No, I'm playing. Well, I don't really give a shit regardless. It's some people in the chat, great. If it's not, you already know. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. Alright, so Dion Dawkins made some very interesting comments during training camp. And I just want to take a look at it and just make some very quick commentary. It's not going to be this elaborate ass shit. So he was talking about, why does Dion Dawkins like Big X to plug his shit in a fucking... Why is he doing a DJ Vlad interview? I'm confused. Dion Dawkins training camp. DJ Moore. Oh shit. Ah, my God. I can't even freaking... Dog. What are we doing? This top 100 list taking too goddamn long to... DJ Moore comments. Oh my God. Oh my fucking gosh. I keep hitting the goddamn print button. Because I'm a dumbass.
I don't know. Y'all asked me that, what, last week? Somebody asked me that last week. I'm still like, bruh, where are y'all seeing this? Like, what makes him not the quarterback for the Chicago Bears right now? I get, y'all got everybody coming out. What, it's like two of them? I don't think they better than Justin, so they cool. I don't know. Y'all asked me that, what, last week? Somebody asked me that last week. I'm still like, bruh, where are y'all seeing this? Like, what makes him not the quarterback for the Chicago Bears right now? I get, y'all got everybody coming out. What, it's like two of them? I don't think they better than Justin, so they cool. I don't know. Y'all asked me that, what, last week? Somebody asked me that last week. I'm still like, bruh, where are y'all seeing this? Like, what makes him not the quarterback for the Chicago Bears right now? I get, y'all got everybody coming out. What, it's like two of them? I don't think they better than Justin, so they cool. I don't know. Y'all asked me that, what, last week? Somebody asked me that last week. I'm still like, bruh, where are y'all seeing this? Like, what makes him not the quarterback for the Chicago Bears right now? I get, y'all got everybody coming out. What, it's like two of them? I don't think they better than Justin, so they cool. I don't know. Y'all asked me that, what?
As somebody that's rooting for DJ Moore comments, I wish they had the damn... Okay.
If you're a side slipper,
I'm not watching this whole
almost
shit.
feels
I'm just
illegal
gonna
share.
skip to the
Every
fucking
side
clip.
slipper is making this exact same mistake. That's literally crushing your shoulder joint every single night. If you're waking up with that deep, aching shoulder pain, you need to see.
There ain't no ring on this beautiful finger.
You were doing a pod with CJGJ. You are doing an interview. I will do that.
You gonna catch watermelon?
Okay. We've started the interview unconventionally.
I'm finna do the best interview of your life.
How did you come up with that?
Like, that might take too long. Guys' attention spans are quick, and I was like, let's just do the watermelon. But it started with oranges.
Dion, do you give oranges?
Yeah,
do you give social note?
In training camp? Not saying you can't have fun in training camp, but goddamn, niggas gotta be focused. It's not fucking OTAs. Like, what the fuck we throwing what they got to do with a goddamn football? Shit is stupid, bruh. That's why Bills don't win shit now.
Come with ideas, or you like, you should do this, or like, this is cool.
All day.
Yeah, what is that about you? Here's what happened. Dion walked in, and he's like, lights, camera, hair flip. He knows what a live view is, Dion, I'm going to go ahead and say no NFL players know what a live view system is. Why do you?
I'm aware. I'm very aware of my surroundings, and I know my personality, and I know who I am. I know who I'm not. And when it comes to media, when it comes to communication and being, I'm comfortable with being in myself. And sometimes being comfortable with being about yourself is what the world wants to see. And I know all the ins and outs of it. And I also have a production team.
Yes.
You know, so Snow and Vision Films, and I'm doing stuff, you know. I like doing stuff. And it keeps us busy, right? Everybody always like talks about, okay, what are you gonna do when you're done?
You are doing a pod with CJ.
I said, bro, you are literally the teammate that I've been waiting for.
Okay, this might be it.
You are
over to him. Doing a pod with CJGJ. You are doing a pod with CJGJ.
Yeah.
I didn't want to start with the bummer of this. So, and I don't know, we don't know where, he might be great.
CD.
I saw it out there, and I saw you were at the first one over to him. Can you tell me why? You literally were the first one at his side. Talk to me.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I told him the other day, I said, bro, you are literally the teammate that I've been waiting for. I said, bro, you are the teammate that I have been waiting for. You know, like, and during the off season, I've had interviews and I've been doing stuff, and I've been like, but you know what? Like, I'm tired of being but the nice guy, but I'm tired of like not doing everything overly right, but I just want to just go. And, you know, I said, CD, you literally match my energy. You are my spirit animal, bro. And you are the brother that I didn't know that.
Telling a grown-ass man to another grown... I mean, I guess it's all good intentions, so I'm just going to keep it light on the jokes. Call another goddamn grown-ass man your spirit animal is kind of like... Pause. Like, I got to keep it real, bro.
That I had, and he said the same thing. And I said, bro, you know, God makes no mistakes. He makes no mistakes. So him down, you understand that football is 100% injury rate, but for a new teammate to be on a team and for players to be organic and real and not fake, it does so much. And when it comes to new teammates that haven't been here, you want to show them that, look, bro, this is a real and brotherhood. And we're going to fight. We're going to argue.
But what do you, like, what happened out there?
I know CD went up for a ball and came down and couldn't get up. And if you can't get up from that, it could be your knee, it could be your ankle, it could be your Achilles, it could be like anything. And
oh my gosh.
I told him, I said, can you get up? I said, come on, get up. And CD got up, and he moved his legs around, he moved his feet, and he walked off. The fact that he walked off of the field is 75% of the battle. So all we have to do is recover for 25%, he'll be all right.
I don't really get, I want to understand.
Okay.
I think he's one of one wherever he is. Yeah. He's unique on any team. This team, why is this a good fit for him?
Because he has Joe Brady. And Joe Brady is one of those coaches that's cultured. He's a Florida boy, so he understands culture. He coached in LSU. Not to say that he's been around that caliber of type of people, but he's been around those caliber of people. So for him to be around that, and for him to know, CD knowing that coach is really accepting it and not faking it. Because, like, this is a whole different world here. A lot of coaches might fake it and be like, oh, we want that dog. And then as soon as they see the dog all day long,
And then it's like, oh, I don't know if I really want that pit bull. I kind of want the golden doodle that acts like a pit bull.
I'm agreeing with
For
everything
real.
you're saying.
If you want a pit, have a pit. If you want some dogs, have some freaking dogs. If you want us to look like a bunch of hyenas, like in the movie The Lion King, a bunch of just savages, like running around, like that.
Like Ed? That's your impression of Ed?
Yeah, 100%.
What's your impression of Ed? You better watch it.
It's
because
real. Swift and break. Don't talk about my
you
weight.
almost broke it. Well, are you down 45 pounds?
Yeah, about 40 now because we had
Snickers.
We had
Josh Allen Snickers.
We had Snickers and pizza yesterday for a little fun day.
I think if you gained 3 more pounds, you'd break the chair. So you're still got your strength to you. How did you do it?
I just walked. I dieted and walked. I boxed, walked, lifted every day, and I did Legree. And I boxed.
We gotta go to the airport.
No, get it out of here.
I'm trying to do the math. What?
It's like the best. He trains like he's the best. He works out like he's the best. Coming up on the 5th, my drifting. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna set up shop and do
How are we protecting him? How's he doing?
All the cliche stuff.
What is maybe not talked about that should be asked of Josh Allen or about him?
Does Josh finally have his dad strength?
Listen.
What the fuck kind of...
Josh went from lifting 200 pounds to lifting 900 pounds.
That's not true. What are you saying?
That's what I mean. Like now...
He's got a beautiful life and he doesn't have that one thing.
He's stronger to hold it all up.
Yeah. Is Josh Superman...
Me neither.
Nonsense. It's nonsense.
Me neither. It's not nonsense, Kay.
What do you mean?
But he doesn't have to put it all on his back. And when he has a player that he can depend on that's going to get open, he can toss the ball to, it's cool. And now he has somebody that's going to do that. And then also, I hate to say it, he actually just walked up, but even JP, Joshua Palmer is finally fully healthy. And now we can truly see what he is and why he's been brought here. If you've not watching camp, he's flying around, he's confident.
Yeah.
You know, last year he was hurt, he got hurt, he couldn't fully recover. Now he's flying around, beating guys deep, ball over top, scoring. And that is so beautiful to freaking see because I know how Josh does it, but Josh don't have to be, I'm going to put it all on my back. Now he can just let the ball go, let the ball fly.
Can I tell you something really quick as we wrap here?
Yeah.
I was,
Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. This remind me of over in Philly. You remember how Darius Slay was talking about the leaders? And he mentioned Blankenship, he mentioned some other people's names, and he left out Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. That's what this shit remind me of, low-key. First off, okay, that's your organization fault. That's your GM fault. That's your front office fault for not bringing the weapons needed to help, first and foremost. Secondly, I'm very disappointed in James Cook's playoff performance, but we're not going to fucking act like he was en route to be probably... Because Jonathan Taylor was about to run away with MVP of the league the first half of the season. And then all of a sudden, not Dalvin Cook, that's his brother, but James Cook, he picked it up. Had some really, really good ball games. He's going to stream bullshit. But yeah, anyway, he had some really good ball games, and I was on record saying that I stand by what I said. I said that if they don't hand that ball over to Cook, they not winning shit. Well, they did. I'm not gonna lie, he disappointed. Like he balled out in the regular season, outside of maybe a couple fumbles here and there, but he balled out in the regular season. But the playoffs. Good moments, but overall very disappointing considering how I rated him to be. And I was like, yo, man, prove to the Bills that, bro, like you could be the next Thurman Thomas of this goddamn team, like how Thurman Thomas was to Jim Kelly, could be that to goddamn Josh Allen. So I was screaming that shit from the rooftops. And honestly, he definitely had moments, but honestly, overall, he disappointed me this playoff series. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, to leave your running back out like that is just. But hey, I'm not actually mad at him because whatever's in his heart to say is what it's in his heart to say. If you don't feel like that James Cook ain't doing enough for this team, which I disagree. I think anybody who watches football, watching the Bills, strongly disagrees that Josh Allen is doing this shit all by himself. But I do agree that Buffalo has been just like Baltimore, they put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound when it comes to this wide receiver position. I feel like the Bills tried a little bit harder to get a receiver than the Ravens did. Just a little bit harder. although Baltimore's draft pick Zay Flowers in my opinion so far he's panned out versus Keon Coleman, right? Whether it's Keon Coleman it's not the culture fit, the scheme is not for him, whatever the case may be, it's a completely different thing altogether. But nonetheless, we're going to move on. There's nothing really for me to say. He was just being honest, and yeah, I thought it was kind of crazy leaving out James Cook, but all I want is honesty at the end of the day, and if he was honest, he's honest. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's binge watch Joey Shakes, and I think Sirianni had an interview. If we have time, we'll look at that. But we got to binge watch Joey Shakes shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Dodge the bullet.
For the acute treatment of migraine with or without aura in adults, Nurtec ODT can provide relief in 2 hours, which can last up to 2 days.
Before we start this piece of content, this video is sponsored by Prize Picks. We just had the second day of Eagles training camp. Some good news, a little bit of bad news, and a lot of things to look forward to. And we're about to go into all of it. Let's get straight into it all.
What's the boogeyman? As a matter of fact, it was.
His video quality like shits on mine. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So, second day of Eagles training camp with media availability. I mean, we're here, guys. I mean, it has finally started, and to the public now where we can see all the updates of what's going on at Eagles camp. Now, I don't take everything with a grain of salt at times, but I will the first week of training camp just because the Eagles are just getting to camp. I'm not going to take too much seriously. There's going to be some things that are, I think, realistic for us to look at. There's going to be other things that are not really going to be too involved.
Real quick, I'm going to interrupt it saying some stupid shit. Have I done it before? I've done short form videos with my headphones on. I honestly can't do a long form video with headphones on. To me, that shit would be distracting as fuck. I'm not gonna I know he got one ear off so he can hear himself, but I dead ass. I don't think I could do long form content with headphones over my ear. I don't know if I probably did that like much earlier on in like 2020, 2021 when I first started doing Eagles content. But realistically, bro, I don't think I could genuinely have headphones over my ear. Like, I've done it while I did short form content. I've never done it long form. You know what I mean? So, but the video is only 9 minutes. I don't know how much he cut of it, but it's only 9 minutes. So it's just like, you know, because I've done shit. I think I've done content where it was like, it was supposed to be short form technically, but the shit was like the length of a long form. But it should be like 5+ minutes, damn near 10 minutes, damn near 15 sometimes. I talk a lot. Y'all already know that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it was just a random ass thought.
Important, I will say, between the passing attack to the marriage of the run game, it is looking different. From every Eagles beat writer that was at this training camp practice on the second day, things are definitely looking different in Sean Mannion's system. From the passing attack to the run game to play action under center, motion, dump off passes to running backs, throwing middle of the field where Jalen Hurts was like 13 for 16 today at practice. So he did a really good job. And what I could tell from the second day of practice regarding the offense is things are definitely changing and things didn't look as similar to last year. And Nick Sirianni is really letting Sean Mannion really take control over things. I know it's only the second day. That's why we have to take everything with a grain of salt, because things could change, but things could stay the same. And if things are looking completely different, and between all the players that are kind of working in this scheme, it seems like there is a lot of excitement. Saquon Barkley pretty much saying that it gives you a lot of advantages, especially when you're able to marry it up with anything else. I feel like I have a chance to be really good in this system too. I've seen it from afar, but now I'm actually studying it and working it and trying to put myself in the system. I feel like it's going to open up things that I may not have been able to show as much in my career, so I'm excited for that part of it. Time will only tell with the offense as the days go on in training camp.
Real quick to interrupt, if I had to take a wild guess, he probably is going to be more involved in the passing game. Just a thought.
And we're hoping to see some different things and to see things that we're going to be surprised over. What's going to be the most important part until we actually face the Patriots for a couple days for joint practice, and we get to see a little bit more for the open practice at the link, and we get into these preseason games. And if the Eagles are actually, Nick Sirianni is letting his players, starters, play in these preseason games, that's going to be really important as well. Now, as for some of the video that we did see.
He's not. I would say people that haven't played before, he'll do that, or people that's like kind of like fringe, might be starting, might get some PT. Like Jahad Kimba, I expect to play. Jeremiah Trotter, I expect to play. Not Jalen Hurts, not Levante, like not Saquon, not the usual suspects. Like probably the guys that like we trying to see what how they're going to fit into the roster, how much playing time they're going to get, things of that nature. It ain't going to be like the full-time starters.
See, there was one where some players look a little bit leaner, like Jahad Campbell. I know he's not going to be officially back, but seeing some of his pictures from his media day the other day, he looks pretty thin in that number 11 jersey now since he just switched his numbers, so can't wait to see when he gets back.
I'm a little bit concerned. He's supposed to be a starter linebacker. He not goddamn Isaiah Simmons. I know he's very athletic. He can make plays all over the field. I'm a little concerned about him slimming down. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little concerned. Let's hope for the better. But my gut feeling tell me you slimming down as a linebacker. You like a fucking safety, dog. You like a straight nickel. You like fucking Cooper DeJean, dog. I'm a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hoping for the best, because I do like Jahad Kim. I think it's going to be great for us if he stays healthy. I think, last year wasn't bad, but I feel like that, there was a lot of learning curve for him because he's new. He's obviously a rookie. You're not supposed to have everything down pat. You feel me? And then obviously the injuries played a part in it as well. So I don't know. I mean, my gut feeling tell me this is not a good thing. I mean, this nigga like a fucking backup receiver. This nigga like a fucking fourth, like you know the what they call it, the scat wide receivers that be moving hella fast, like the gadget receivers. Like he was like one of those, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little nervous, just a little bit.
Back. Even saw Jalen Hurts at training camp for the second day. He looks a lot leaner and looks a little bit faster, so I thought he looked really good. And at media day as well, we saw Reek Woolen finally in his Eagles jersey, and that number 2 looks really good on him. He looks pretty damn good. Okay, so a little bit of bad news. One piece of bad news, I would say, from the Philadelphia Eagles on the second day of Eagles training camp, and you had perfect attendance. That's the good news. The bad news is one player is going to be missing a little bit of time. That's going to be the newly acquired edge rusher, Jonathan Grenard, where he suffered a pectoral injury. This apparently happened during lifting. It's a pectoral strain, so he didn't rip anything or tear anything. So when I saw his picture of himself plastered on a big report, it got me a little nervous. But football gods, please keep this guy healthy. I mean, this guy is 1,000,000% needed for the season. That's really the only bit of bad news we got on the second day. It's a shame, but he's not missing crazy amounts of time, maybe just a week, maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know how long it's going to take on a strain to recover from, but yeah, that's the bad news there. This video is sponsored by Prize Picks, the #1 sports picks app. You can win cash for all on specific Philadelphia Eagles at Unleash 3,200 is back for the Colts. And so offer for Prize Picks $150. I want to thank where we kind of get into the Jalen Carter extension, where I think a lot of players kind of talked about today, and realistically a lot of players were just saying that he has high ceiling. Jordan Davis was at his side the entire time today. Even when Jalen Carter had his press conference, Jordan Davis was sitting in the back of the media kind of just listening to what he had to say, and Jalen Hurts was very supportive of Carter and his big extension that he did get. And Saquon Barkley had a lot to say. He talked a lot on the second day of Eagles trade camp for that press conference on a lot of different things, and obviously talking about Jalen Carter and pretty much saying that he hasn't scratched. You guys don't understand how scary he could actually be. There's another level he could take it to. I look forward to watching that.
Let's hope this be the last motherfucking year. And I'm not saying Jalen Carter trash. I like Jalen Carter. I think he a baller. Okay? But I have to keep it a bean. We gotta stop with this. Oh, this all is we've been saying this shit about Jalen Carter for like the last 2-3 seasons. It's time for this nigga. We gonna find out if he really the generational talent or he's just a very good player and that's it. We gonna find out. All right, because he got the intangibles, but the production on the field gotta match it. And so far, he's shown up in some really big moments, and he's shown that, oh my God, this is a generational talented player. And other times he's shown that he's just I don't want to say just a guy, but just somebody who's just a really good player, can make plays every now and then, but nobody that's, because we drafted Jalen Carter to be a dominant player, and I don't know if he's quite there yet. So let's hope this is the last goddamn year we say that, all the untapped potential. Let's start tapping on that motherfucker. How about that?
Tell the Eagles want to get this contract done now because they know how
Jalen
well
Carter.
he's going to play
who?
in 2026. If you risk waiting, he plays well, and other DTs are going to get paid a lot more money, and he has a successful year. We could be talking $45 billion. We could be talking over $50 million for DTs. We thought edge rushers were getting expensive, $30+ million. These DTs will probably be even more money than edge rushers, and hence why the Eagles probably jumped on this as quick as possible.
You want to know what's crazy? And I have a quick theory to say real quick. I feel like traditional defensive ends are dying. That's it's something that's not really talked about as well. But if you notice, the best pass rushers in the league outside of Myles Garrett, who probably is like the last of the traditional defensive ends, you can say Josh Sweat, but obviously the levels are a little different. The traditional edge rusher as a defensive end, it's damn near dead. It's like majority of the guys who are like the edge rushers are like guys that play LT's position, like linebackers who play the defensive end in a 3-4 scheme. So it's kind of funny that nobody really talks about how like the traditional defense, like the Simeon Rices of the world, the Bruce Smiths, the Reggie Whites, is almost becoming, I don't want to say extinct, but it's not as dominant of a position like a Charles Haley. It's not as dominant of a position as it was back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
To see the first round pick of Mekhi Lemon as well. He looks really good. I mean, that hamstring injury was probably something really small. He was 100% healthy, and we want to kind of see that on the field.
I feel like that ever since Aaron Donald came in the league, I feel like the DTs are like more or less the new edge rushers. And depending on how good you are, like a Jalen Carter, like a Aaron Donald, they'll probably switch you over to edge in some packages. So I feel like that the traditional defensive end guy that get on the line, get after the court, I feel like that's dead. I feel like this is the era of DTs and edge rushers when it comes to the front seven.
And Mekhi Lemon looked really good, so I was really happy with that. And we saw Devontae Smith doing some drills as well. I can't wait to see what this offense looks like under Sean Mannion with a Wicks at number 2, a Mekhi Lemon that'll be an earlier option, even as a number 3. But just to see like this man get featured in an offense really for the first time with actually a good roster around him and good coaching behind it, and just the creativity that's going to be involved, I think it's going to be an amazing thing. And by the way, 2 contracts that could affect the Eagles in the future, where Denzel Ward has just become the highest paid cornerback yet again when the Browns just re-signed him the other day. So something to look at with that. And it looks like another trade candidate for the Eagles.
No, I'm not finna lie to you. This is scary because think about it like this. Are we going to sit here and say Denzel Ward is the best defensive back in the league? You got Surtain. I think he got his money already. You got Gonzalez. He gonna have to get his bread. So he definitely gonna like. If the Patriots are smart, they're gonna pay him top dollar. Then Stingley gotta get a contract. I don't know if he got paid or not, but Stingley has to get a contract very soon. Who else? Quinyon. But most likely, Quinyon love being here, so most likely, them two, him and Coop, going to try to take a team-friendly deal. Then they're not going to beat us over the head and the salary cap, because I truly, number one, we drafted these guys, and number two, they actually want to be here, so they're not going to demand as much money as some of these other guys. But It's looking scary out here in these cornerback streets. I ain't gonna
Eagles,
lie.
because we were talking about safety for so long with Delpit. I think on the last year of his contract, looks like the Browns re-signed him as well to a 3-year deal. So I guess he's off the table as well. But other than that, guys, that's going to be pretty much it for Eagles training camp on the second day.
I'll be on the next video. Play today.
Now we gotta go help people customize and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual.
Shit on.
Libby, where's the golf cart?
Before we start this piece of content, this video is sponsored by Prize Picks. Well, here we go. The Eagles' third day of training camps in the books. We heard a lot from Vic Fangio, his press conference, a lot more within the roster, and big plays being made from the offense. But the defense had a pretty good day as well. We're going to talk about it. Let's get straight into it all.
What's the boogeyman? As a matter of fact, it was.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Hope everyone is doing well. We are on the third day of Eagles training camp where a lot of information has been kind of passed us a little bit. And it looks like Vic Fangio had his press conference, talked about a few things, and we also love hearing Vic Fangio because we don't really get any bullshit from these press conferences. And it looks like the first thing that was at least talked about that I thought it was pretty important was the safety position. Okay, you lose Reed Blankenship. Apparently, a couple months ago where Vic Fangio talked about there was an open competition for Reed Blankenship's spot between Michael Carter and Marcus Epps. But he has asked a question of the other safety spot, and it looks like it might not even be Marcus Epps' job to lose. Andrew Makuba, he could be losing his job, to a starter, this offseason program. And I think because, look, like Makuba coming back, like he played well last year, especially towards the middle of the year. Early last year, he didn't look great. He looked like a rookie. Had some miscues, had some big mistakes, and then before, Sidney Brown broke his fibula, he was playing absolutely fine. But you miss half of the year, and then you're rehabbing, and, this is the stuff that happens, and I don't think he's guaranteed that spot. So I know that Marcus Epps is the safer option because he has been here. He's been around the players. He's been around the franchise. He's played in this defense last year. I mean, Marcus Epps' only problem right now is realistically health. Maybe it's not Marcus Epps' job. Fangio does say that maybe it's for Andrew Makuba at that other safety spot, which is interesting. Another thing that was talked about was Jahad Campbell on some of the limitations he has had, but Fangio did say that Jahad Campbell will never be an edge rusher.
God damn, nigga.
They will never move him to that spot only because last year when Nakobe Dean came back, how much of an impact he was. We know how good Jahad Campbell was playing. He was one of the best off-ball linebackers till that point when he was pretty much benched. I would have to say bench the rest of the year. It felt like more of a benching than it did that they were just moving him somewhere. Fangio is not limiting him on being on some kind of rushing concepts for the defense as well. So they're going to be using Jahad Campbell in specific ways, but they will never move him out of position ever. That's a good thing. Now, Vic Fangio was asked about the injury to Jonathan Grenard. Obviously, had the pec strain from lifting some weights the other day on the second day of Eagles practice, and he pretty much said that he could be missing a lot more time. Okay, I don't think this is going to be a 1 to 2 week thing, which I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's not a tear or anything like that, so I didn't think it was going to be that serious, but it may be looking like they're going to give him more time and could be missing a good part of the offseason program, which means who's going to take his spot, who's going to get more reps. There's going to be bigger opportunity here. A.J. Epineza, that just got an interception at practice today, newly acquired Eagle. Literally, the Eagles got him a month and a half ago. He's going to have a big chance in this defense now with him being out. And there is a question right now, could they bring Brandon Graham back? Not really sure about it. Brandon Graham,
I deadass thought that BG was already still on the roster.
Did say on a podcast not too long ago that if he's not signed by training camp, he's pretty much going to retire. But He said what he said, but it doesn't mean that the Eagles won't call in the middle of training camp or something like that. I don't think they're going to rush him back at all. I think Fangio's going to want to get a better look at some of these other guys. I'm not worried about Jonathan Grenard not being ready for the regular season. He will be ready for the regular season and be ready to go. This video is sponsored by Prize Picks, the #1 sports picks app. You can win cats or talk California passing game. More the Colts, okay? And here's a new offer for Prize Picks for sponsoring under his belt before the regular season. I'll be perfectly fine with that. He is a veteran. He's not going to take 4 to 6 weeks to kind of get back on his feet after a pec strain. You know, it's nothing that serious, but something that the Eagles have to be cautious about. Now, as for the offense for the third day of Eagles practice, yeah, I think things look different yet again, which is a really good thing, where they use Mekhi Lemon in motion and then kind of hand the ball to the running back in Tank Bigsby for a burst of speed up the middle for a big yardage. And let me tell you, Tank Bigsby has been really good showing his burst the last couple days of practice, and we know how much he was underutilized last year. We know how much of a talent he is, and under Sean Mannion, I think they're going to be using more of a lot of these other running backs behind Saquon Barkley, and it looks like Tank is benefiting from this new scheme offense, and it's looking pretty good. As for the quarterbacks today, it looks like Cole Payton, the rookie, had a very rough time today. He was picked off 3 times, okay? He was picked off once by linebacker Chance Campbell. He was picked off another time by outside linebacker Epineza. There was another interception he threw at the end of practice as well. So for the rookie, this is what I expect. I expect him to get better over the weeks. This is why Andy Dalton is here, to be an insurance policy in case Cole Payton can't get his feet under him. We'll see how it goes, but hopefully see more from Cole Payton.
It's going to be Tanner. It's really, I'm not even worried about Peyton. He's going to be like a practice one. He basically replaced the old dude from Syracuse, the other guy that was kind of shit, dog shit. But anyway, that's basically what he's doing. He's not a threat for the quarterback 2 or quarterback 3 spot. He's going to be on the practice squad more most likely. If he makes it 53, he's going to be the 4th quarterback on the roster. Really, the second string is probably going to be between Tanner McKee and Andy Dalton. And then I guess whoever loses that battle is going to be quarterback 3. But he's not in the running.
Into the future of some of these practices.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118 for car insurance.
You really made me watch this shit for 15 seconds? Okay? Are you fucking serious?
There was a couple spotlights to the offense regarding wide receiver, and I think Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts, that connection. I mean, the second day of practice, we saw that big post corner route in the middle of the field, which was a tight window throw. And then today, where Jalen Hurts threw over the middle for 15 yards to Devontae Smith. And then there was a second catch from Devontae Smith that was pretty much leaping towards the sideline, really close window between inside the field to the out of bounds line. And it was a perfect throw from Jalen Hurts. The play of the day from the Philadelphia Eagles today was Jalen Hurts facing the number 3 defense. I get it. Jalen Hurts was under center, rolled to his left, threw across his body and hit Dontavian Wicks deep for a 40-plus yard reception. Wicks completely mossed Cole Wisniewski at safety and Jacorian Bennett at cornerback, making a leaping great catch. And Dontavian Wicks, glad to see that he's making plays and he's getting some attention now. Sean Mannion is going to get the best out of Dontavian Wicks, especially why not take a player that has a lot of starting experience, that's been a backup to a starter, to a 1, to a 2, to a 3, been in the playoffs, playoff experience, regular season experience, everything experience.
I ain't going to lie, when Joey said that, I said shit that. When Joey said that, it reminded me of that Fabulous song, Breathe. Like 1 and a 2, 2 to a 3, 3 and a 4. Then you gotta breathe. Hello, my fault.
A guy like Dontavian Wicks and giving him the best coach to put him in a new offense with the Philadelphia Eagles, a guy that's used him the last few years in Green Bay. This is perfect. This is what I want, and I hope to see more plays from it. Now, it looks like Johnny Munn is still the second tight end in 12-man personnel. Okay, Eli Stauer is still working on his blocking. Haven't heard much the last few days. I know camp just started. Nothing but Eli Stauers, but I am waiting. I am waiting for him to rise. I'm waiting for that day where we say, yep, there he is. He showed up, he's arrived, and We're just waiting for it, and I can't wait for it. But other than that, I think that's going to be it for day 3 of Eagles training camp. Okay, so what I kind of want to see going forward is I want to see what's going on with the offensive line with Markel Bell. And
I'm on the next joint. See how it's part of it. Okay.
Before we start this piece of content, this video is sponsored by Prize Picks.
By the way, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. AJ Brown fucking kills me, man. Like, and I respected what he did here. I respect him as a player. He's definitely a great player. But the level of disrespect and the fucking, like, slick ass sneak disses that he be doing towards the Eagles, all we did was fucking go 0-17, 5-12. Nigga, you won a Super Bowl here. Like, what the fuck? You had 2 1,400-yard seats. Like, what are we talking about? You know, a couple years you were arguably the best receiver in football. Like, what? Like, dog, there's no fucking way. You've been to 2 Super Bowls. You got a ring. There's no fuck. Like, bro, come on, family. Like, dog. I know you're happy where you at, but it's just like he rubbing that shit in, pause, like way too motherfucking much for my taste.
We're going to talk about, obviously, a position of need that has 2 players that we're hoping stay healthy, and other things as well regarding Vic Fangio's press conference of saving some money for a specific player. And we're talking about Ian Rappaport's comments on the Eagles being drama-free. A lot to go over here, so let's get straight into it all.
What's the boogeyman?
No disrespect to Joey Shakes. Once he talks about Ian Rappaport talking about that, I'm not tuning in, because these motherfuckers got what they wanted. AJ Brown's off our team. We basically took dog shit picks for it. We took not even the fucking next year's first round pick. We took the following fucking year's first round pick. And then on top of that, bro, we got a 5th rounder. A fucking 5th rounder for this upcoming year. It was a fucking joke, bruh. We got fleeced. So y'all niggas got what the fuck y'all wanted. So of course you're not gonna start any fucking rumors. You got what you wanted. AJ is no longer an Eagle, and we took dog shit compensation for it as well. So you motherfuckers got what you wanted. What is else there to talk about? Why would you start any shit? You wouldn't.
Matter of fact, it was.
Yo, what's going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So the first thing I want to go over here is, this is a few days ago, okay, Ian Rappaport was on a podcast or something like that and talked about, the Philadelphia Eagles, obviously a new season, the departure of A.J. Brown, but really to mention that the Eagles are in a better place, again, when it comes to the roster. And I think A.J. Brown's departure was obviously a shock to fans, and some, it wasn't a shock. We kind of saw this kind of going in a certain direction. We knew it was going to happen. I think the draft really, it just kind of gave us the answer of what was to come after that for the post-Jude type trade. Now, Ian Rappaport did talk about, the Eagles being drama-free, and there's not a lot of noise in Philadelphia, that things are very calm in Philadelphia right now, okay? And you know what? Keeping A.J. Brown this year probably would have been one of the biggest mistakes the Eagles have made. Now, the Eagles could have trapped A.J. in a corner this year. They could have kept him. They didn't have to trade him. They could have been scumbags to A.J., as much as A.J. hasn't been as respectful to the organization, and, some his fault, some not his fault. Things do happen, with bad coaching in 2025, and we got the season that we did get because you have all these players now, even through 3-4 days of training camp, okay? And
real quick, if the rumors that Lord Brunson was saying was true, I would even give him a bigger share of the blame, because how the fuck can I evaluate how good my quarterback is, or how the fuck can I run my offense effectively if I got a fucking double agent? I got an offensive player playing for the fucking defense. Explain to me how the hell, in that case, abso-fucking-lutely, he would get more, he would be 70, like fucking at least 55 to 60% of the reason. Because again, if I have to believe these rumors, that means he quit on us early this season. So that means he was not giving his 110, but he was not giving his full effort for the team. That fucking matters. that makes a big difference. You know what I mean? And the productivity of the offense.
Players are really opening themselves up to this new system in Sean Mannion, and everyone kind of has the same focus. The players are trying to keep everybody right here. The coaching staff is trying to keep everybody right here. And then when you have one player that's always up here, that's where you're going to have some type of friction. I think you're going to see a brand new Eagles team this year that is focused. Now, what this offseason is based on and what this team is based on this year, and Jalen Hurts said it the other day. He said 100% alignment and zero entitlement. I think this involves clearly when A.J. Brown was here and the problems they had a few years ago, because when you think of 100% alignment, that everybody is focused. This season is a focused season. And zero entitlement pretty much means that as a player, you're not going to get special treatment in Philadelphia for this season 26. Doesn't matter on your reputation. It doesn't matter on your past accomplishments. This team is fully focused on hard work and effort. I think this has been a strong message from the front office, the coaching staff, now to the roster that seems to be embracing. As much as I don't really trust Nick Sirianni with a lot of things, the one thing I do trust it with is building the culture in Philadelphia, okay? He's done it since he got here in 2021. It's almost like he's tweaking the culture or kind of changing it since we had our big collapse last year, 25. And I think that's where Sirianni really thrives when it comes to his coaching. So if you think that losing one player that has all this talent is going to be a big deal, and you think this team is going to tank tremendously because you don't have that player anymore, I think you have to check yourself and look in the mirror and say, you know what? This might be more of a blessing in disguise more than anything. Between AJ's departure, Nick Sirianni rebuilding the culture.
Real quick, anybody that's saying that AJ's departure is going to completely collapse his team, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're clearly not an Eagles fan and they don't watch football. Now, losing A.J. Brown is going to matter, but we got so many fucking wide receivers that can make plays, and the defense has not really changed at all. The only thing we missing on defense is like a safety that can play for real. You know what I mean? But other than that, like, we Gucci. And we upgraded that cornerback too with Tariq Woolen. So, like, bro, like, come on now.
And in some case for 26, and I think the players are open to a lot of things, and I think they're embracing a lot more than we realize. So let me know what you guys think. This video is sponsored by Prize Picks, the #1 sports picks app. You could win and a Sean Mannion type. Get it even $150 to get it. Sponsoring this piece of about more. Now let's get into camp, because Vic Fangio at his press conference and somebody asked about Moro Ojomo, what he thought about him. And pretty much like in a jokingly way, but probably being very serious, is like, I hope Howie Roseman saves some money to the side. Pretty much towards Moro Ojomo because he's on the last year of his contract. You know that Jordan Davis got paid, Jalen Carter got paid, and now Moro Ojomo is to become a big free agent. So the defensive tackle position is going to be an interesting one moving forward for the next few years, because I can't expect much from Or Bernard because he is an international player that's learning right now, so I can't really put too much pressure on him. Ty Robinson is another guy that has to step up going into his second year, looks more leader this year, more in physical shape, so another camp under his belt to see what he's going to look like, because he could be a possible number 3 DT for us in the future. And you have Byron Young, another defensive tackle on this team, almost like how Moro Ojomo was in the beginning, and it seems like Byron Young is starting to really make his case to be a growing player every single year, where he might be actually a very good depth player, where we definitely see him against the run. We definitely see his pass rush at times. It's not perfect and it's not consistent, but I think this is a guy that could get better over time. Signing a third defensive tackle to a big contract is obviously pretty crazy. You know, you got to pay Cooper DeJean, you got to pay Quinion Mitchell by next year. Zach Baughn's a free agent. Tyler Steed's a free agent. Reek Woolen, that CB2 spot is going to be empty at some point. You know, Marcus Epps is only here on a 1-year deal, so one of your safety spots is going to be empty. Dallas Goedert's a free agent after this year, unless they bring him back for one more year. And you have to figure out between Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith, and obviously it's probably going to be Jalix Hunt on getting a contract extension if the Eagles are even going to touch that. We know how expensive those edge rushers are as of right now, so there is a tall task for a lot more positions, and paying a third defensive tackle is just way too much on my agenda. Now let's get into another position I think is really important, because without these guys being healthy, who cares about your playbook? Who cares about Sean Mannion? Who cares about what weapons you have offensively. If these two guys are not healthy, the Eagles are going to be in big trouble. Dallas Goedert and Jordan Milano had some really good things to say, obviously, about Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens. Okay, both of those guys went outside the States to get the stem cell research to kind of rejuvenate, replenish their bodies, kind of reset their bodies, which I think we have more of an answer from Cam Jurgens, because he did say early this past offseason that he was dealing with a herniated disc, a lot more back problems, okay, in 2024. I'm talking during the playoffs, and then he did nothing. He literally went to the 25 season pretty much hurt, and he couldn't really stand his own 2 feet for like 3 to 5 weeks. I mean, he couldn't hold his blocks for 3 seconds, so we knew something was wrong with him, but it seems like he is healthy, and it seems like he is healthy this year on the field, moving well, so I feel much better about Cam Jurgens. Landon Dickerson originally was on contract until 2028, right? Then the Eagles restructured his contract. But they restructured his contract and literally took a year off of his contract. I have never seen a restructure like that ever, okay? So now Landon Dickerson becomes a free agent after the 2027 season and most likely is going to retire. And most likely his body has been giving up the last couple years, and probably he only got 2 more years left. Dickerson got hurt at the open practice, and then by week 3, he couldn't even stand on his own 2 feet. And it was really hard to watch. So as of right now, I don't know who the backup center is. I mean, I thought it was Drew Kendall, and then when Cam Jurgens got hurt last year, they put Brett Toth in there. But obviously, Brett Toth is not on the roster anymore, so I guess they really didn't have much faith in Drew Kendall. I guess he wasn't ready, but hopefully he can be ready for that spot if they need him. And if Dickerson can't hold up, I mean, maybe, Micah Morris that they just drafted this year, maybe they like him, depending on how he progresses in camp. I mean, look at Markel Bell, that they'll probably try him at both guard spots. Maybe they'll put him at right tackle at some point, because if Lane Johnson does retire, I see Markel Bell becoming, kicking him out to be the future right tackle, if that's going to be the case with him. The offensive line coach and Chris Cooper, he has got a tall task in front of him when it comes to the offensive line and where it's going. Not saying he's going to fill Jeff Stoughton's shoes, because that's almost impossible to do, but I hope the players do like him and his coaching is top tier to where he could be a nice long-term guy for us. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much...
Yeah, so we're going on next one. So 2 videos, and then depending on how Sirianni, because I don't really like. Okay, so we just found out. All right, so let's go watch this. We got 2 more videos. Then. Oh, so on my goddamn audio. What's going on here?
Now, the 4th day of Eagles training camp has been an interesting one because it was the offense's worst practice yet. I've told you guys a million times, this is going to take time. This is going to take a while. Okay, you have a Vic Fangio defense, one of the top defenses at this new Eagles offense with this new scheme is playing against every day. Iron sharpens iron. Things get better down the stretch, but this offense was pitiful, did not move the ball as much, and, within a first week, I can't expect that much either. As for Jalen Hurts and kind of what he did on the field today, I mean, it really wasn't that great. I mean, Hurts had a zone read keeper for a touchdown, which was good. He had Devontae Smith on the left sideline, but it looks like he was already sacked before the throw even happened. He hit Covey on a crosser with Quinion in coverage. His first 2 passes pretty much were batted down. He took a deep shot to Mekhi Lemon, so not knowing if it was overthrown from Jalen Hurts or Mekhi Lemon just wasn't in the right spot or kind of let up on that route. And Mekhi Lemon had a press conference where he did talk about earning the trust of Jalen Hurts. Okay. Mekhi Lemon said he's 100% healthy and that he is ready for more to get thrown on his plate when it comes to the playbook. And he's ready for more. And hopefully the Eagles are giving him more. And I don't think Hurts and Lemon have gelled yet. Like I said, this is still an early process. And yes, we did see some clips that the Eagles are still working in shotgun. I know it's a little alarming to see that, but, if they're working some RPOs in them.
That's just not going away. That's not going away. They're not, they're going to mesh. The old offense and the new offense is going to mesh. So you ain't going to see a lot of different things. That's the purpose why Charmaine is here, but keep it a being, bro. That's just not going anywhere. I don't know what, I don't know who thought otherwise, or why you would think otherwise. This shit ain't going nowhere.
I'm perfectly fine with that. Some keepers, I'm perfectly fine with that. If the shotgun inside zone's going to be in the mix at some point where they can actually sell it, then great. No issue with that. Now, we heard from Landon Dickerson. We've been talking about him the last couple days, and Dickerson finally said that he wasn't ready to play last year. You know, after he got hurt in the open practice, and then he had surgery in August. He came back too soon. He literally played that first game, really the start of the regular season in 25, hurt, which he promised himself he would never do that. The team needed him. He felt like he had to. And this is why Dickerson literally looked like shit since the beginning of last season. Now, there was reports coming out that Dickerson was going to retire, and it looks like those reports are false from what Dickerson said.
Bro's arm and his hands are fucking gigantic. I'm not going to lie to you.
And because of his contract and pretty much only having this year and next year on the Eagles, you get paid to play healthy. And he's making sure that the assurance of him being on the field 100% is where his focus is going to be. Now, the one thing that Dickerson actually said that, you know, we kind of had a big problem with last year when it came to this offense was, my God, taking 35, 40 seconds, maybe even 5 minutes for the Eagles to get to the line and actually run a play, where these defenses can dissect what we're doing, knowing what we're doing on the field, reading every play that we've been doing, especially with bad play calling on top of it. That's come to a halt now. It is over. It looks like the Eagles are actually rushing to the line. They're not taking 5 minutes to run a play, and everything is quick, and boom, the play is being done. And that's the news I really liked hearing. Video is sponsored by Prize Picks, the #1 sports picks app. You can win cash while watching your favorite games. The app is really each day that. Peace out. As for the defense today, I mean, the monstrous day that Jalix Hunt had. He probably had 8 sacks today. Now, there was no Lane Johnson at practice. Don't worry. It was non-injury related, but he had to face Fred Johnson, had a couple sacks, and then had some red zone sacks. Jalix Hunt just getting better every single year, every single day, and having a very strong camp. And you have Jalen Carter today, had a couple batted passes and had a sack, which was help from the edge rusher that put Hurts into the pocket, kept him in the pocket, and Jalen Carter had a free shot. So Carter had a monstrous day as well. Now, Jahad Campbell missed practice the other day. It was non-injury related, so everybody could relax on that one. So it looks like Jeremiah Trotter Jr. took at least half of the first team reps, and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. made some good plays. A check down to Saquon Barkley, blew him up in the backfield, had a couple of good other tackles as well. Trotter Jr. is looking pretty solid too in this camp. And other ones on the injury report that were non-injury related, like I said, Lane Johnson, Jahad Campbell, defensive tackle Taquan Graham, wide receiver Elijah Moore, and offensive tackle Cameron Williams has a knee contusion. So just a bruise, nothing serious. And those are pretty much your injuries as of right now. Well, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. So the offense is
all right, we got one more, and then Sirianni's press conference. The shit is boring. He's not saying anything. I'm dipping.
Yeah, I told you.
So much whiter.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
There's really no excuse anymore to have yellow teeth. So I go to my smile.
All right, let's go over day 5 of Eagles training camp, because I think a lot has happened here today, especially for the offense, the defense. We had some rumblings on some other bit of news, but let's get into some of the camp things I think are really interesting here. All right, so Eagles were practicing inside today because of the storms, the weather, and all that stuff, but the offense was a lot more positive the other day than the day before, which was good. Okay, now going into the offense, okay, Hurts made a couple mistakes, but one worse, he did throw a pick 6 to Quinyon Mitchell on the sideline, brought it back for a touchdown. There was a post route by Elijah Moore on a big touchdown. Nice throw by Jalen Hurts there. There was a nice completion on a crosser to Dontavian Wicks was another good one. Then they started doing some of the red zone drills where Hurts threw to Devontae Smith at the pylon, 10 yards out, touchdown. And then they went for a 2-point conversion where Hurts threw across his body in the red zone, completed completed another one to Devontae Smith. And there was another one where Hurts audible to another play. Sean Mannion apparently was being quick, wanted to see how the defense was going to react to it. Jalen Hurts got the ball in his hands and ran a pretty much QB draw right up the middle. Easy touchdown. Really good work by Sean Mannion. I really like how Sean Mannion is really taking these practices seriously, especially when it comes to like red zone situation or when you're at a specific yardage line or something like that and you have to call a different play to the quarterback, or you need him to audible to something else if he doesn't see something originally that they like. You know, I like that they're making it seem like they're actually playing in a real game, and I can't wait to see this when we're actually facing another jersey suit. Now, we did hear from center Cam Jurgens an update on his health and what this offense pretty much looks like, how he feels about being in it, and he pretty much said that I just feel better going into a season without having surgery and having the offseason to recover and train and work on exactly what I need, get the whole body feeling a little bit better. Cam also says they are playing faster, not playing chess at the line of scrimmage, and the calls are very easy to make where you pretty much know what you're doing up there. He says he loves playing in this new system because he feels like the calls are pretty much simple, not playing chess at the line of scrimmage, and it's much easier for these offensive linemen this year, and it seems like all of them are really embracing it, and Jurgens' health on top of good play should be a pretty good season for him this year. Now, as for the defense, a lot of good things. The international player and Uor Bernard got his first sack today. It's happening. It's starting strong. But Uor Bernard, it's starting to pay off. Now let's see what he does at a preseason game. And when they actually have full pads on, that's where things are going to get a lot more physical at practice without hurting anybody. But these rushes are going to be way more realistic when you get to full pads. And Uor Bernard is he's just on the road.
I'm not going to lie. They couldn't have my little tall, clumsy ass on them damn pad, on them little, in the middle of them pads like that, because I would have busted my shit. Man, I would have walked out that motherfucking practice looking like Martin when he got beat up by Tommy Hearns on God. Like,
right down to of learning even more and hoping to get him to where they need him to be. It looks like the new edge rusher, A.J. Epineza, had a sack today, which is really good. So really happy for him. And as a veteran player, what he's going to do in this rotation if he makes the team, and I hope he really does. You had Arnold Ebiketie. He's one of my favorite players. Finally, we get some other statistics on him where he actually covered the rookie and Eli Stowers, batted the ball down right out of his hands, which was great. I'm very high on Arnold Ebiketie, what he could do in coverage, but as a pass rusher, I think he's going to be a complete gem. I'm very excited for him. This video is sponsored by Prize Picks, the #1 sports picks app. You can win cash while watching your favorite games. The app is really easy to use. All you have to do is pick multiple times today. I mean, he was disrupting plays like crazy. Okay, we know the situation. And obviously this is connected to the press conference that Moro Jomo had where he was talking about seeing Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter getting paid is really motivating him, okay? Now, I know realistically when it comes to contracts, we're probably not going to pay Moro Jomo. Unless he has a really bad year and his price goes down, I really don't see it happening. I think he's just going to get better, but it will motivate him that he will pretty much play for another contract somewhere else. So we better enjoy Moro Jomo as the #3 DT, for the 26th season. Just remember, you have guys like Moro Jomo, Reek Woolen, other guys that are pretty much playing for bigger contracts for other teams that are going to be putting out their hands to big money next year. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, Jay Luxon had his press conference as well.
Damn, it looked fast as hell.
Muscle this offseason. He said, yeah, I pretty much did. He's not facing Lane Johnson every day and getting all these sacks. I understand that maybe some of these reporters are putting up some pretty ridiculous stats where Jay Luxon is getting 8 to 9 sacks in a practice, which, I can't really put too much into that until they're in full pads. When things look realistic and where they're at, I think Jay Luxon, this is probably going to be his best year, okay? And obviously we're going to be thinking contract soon, all he has to do.
His agility is mad, but his straight line speed is fucking devious.
Really take some of that productivity that he waits until the middle of the season, make it a little bit earlier this season so he's more ready, more prepared on the other side, since Grenard will come back at some point to be on the other side. I think bigger and better things are going to happen with Jalix Hunt this year, 26. Now, Nolan Smith had his press conference today. We haven't heard from him really since the reckless driving incident, and he did apologize to the media, and obviously him and the organization had some long talks about things. As for football-wise, and the edge room being the way it is right now, he pretty much said that everybody is a Swift's Army knife in that room, where there's different skill sets and you can learn from each other. And I think the main thing with him is he needs to stay healthy this year. I mean, he's got to stay healthy for this offseason program, because I think he's going to benefit tremendously off of that. But if he gets hurt, he misses 4 to 5 to 6 weeks, that's where, that's where it's going to hinder him. And I'm really rooting for Nolan Smith to to really have his best year this year. I wanted to leave this for last, okay? Eli Stowers, okay? It has been so fucking quiet. I've ate my humble pie. I've eaten crow. Remember a few years ago I talked about Nakobe Dean not doing anything at camp, when I talked about Nolan Smith not doing anything at camp. Obviously, I was wrong more about Nakobe Dean than Nolan Smith. I wonder if the Eagles made a mistake drafting him in the second round, where the Eagles could have gotten a safety, which kind of what we were really looking for the early rounds of the draft. Eli Stowers has been quiet, and I get it, things do take time. Johnny Munt is taking over in 12-man personnel as the number 2, and he's taking over in run support. I don't want to get into a situation this year where defenses are going to dissect when we have a specific tight end in the game, we're running this specific play, because every tight end can't do everything. Okay, when you have one tight end that can't catch and block, one that can block but not catch, I mean, that's the issue I'm going to have, where those defenses are going to know what we're doing when a specific tight end is on the line or in the game. So when I see Johnny Munt pretty much in everything behind Dallas Goedert, yes, it does make me a little nervous to that degree. And I really hope the Eagles didn't make a mistake here. I hope that I am overblowing this entire thing, which I think will be talked about in the near future. But you know what? I'll be patient. I'll talk about it, because I think we still have to talk about things. I really hope the Eagles didn't chase a need in the second round.
His route running looked crispy, but his blocking, he just don't got the natural strength. He just seems like he's trying very hard to get a block off, and that's not going to be good against, these guys that are in the league now. How fast they are now. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I kind of mentioned this before, but Stowers don't have to produce right away. At least not for this year. Next year, he don't do shit. Okay, we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. You know what I mean? But in general, he don't have to produce right now. He can kind of take his time in his development. So it's just like, I'm not like going too crazy.
I'm saying, if somebody else was on the board, I hope that they didn't make the mistake of pulling the trigger on a tight end in the second round, because they drafted Goddard in the second round, they drafted Ertz in the second round, and now Eli Stowers is in the building. You guys let me know on that situation. Other than that, that's the 6th day of the Eagles streak.
All right, if the Sirianni shit is boring, I am going to dip, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. So we'll see. Week 2 of training camp.
I know nobody reads the training you send them, and honestly, that's not their fault. I promise what I'm about to share with you will change.
Nick, how are the meetings changed in terms of run and pass, and do you have them together because of the difference in how they're so important to each other when you marry them?
In as far as team meeting or unit meetings?
Previously, the run meetings were held separately. A lot of them.
This is probably my least entertaining video or stream that I had in a long ass time. But then again, I'm trying my best to kind of work on not interrupting shit so much. And also, there's nothing really for me to insert my thoughts in here too much. So I try to add something here and there, so I don't seem like I'm fucking not doing it by using fair use, but it's kind of hard to kind of put some shit in there. So just, I guess y'all probably watch the stream this shit was fucking dry, and you're not wrong. But it's just there's nothing for me to insert my opinion or two cents or say something profound. This shit you let it rock. You know what I'm saying? And then let me also get a fucking book and start reading it so I can stop fucking stuttering.
That was at times in the run game planning, but mostly it's always been when you install, you're in here together. And naturally, it's the same. It's very similar as far as,
Give Sirianni about 7 minutes of my time, and if this shit is dried in a fucking jar of trail mix, I am dipping, and I'll see y'all niggas tomorrow.
You'll install something, there'll be a break, and then the offensive line doesn't need to sit in for like the pass drawing. So it's very similar, the way the structure of the meetings are going, as far as of how we install. Obviously, we're not into a game plan meeting yet. We'll see how those things go, but very, very, very similar. Excuse me, as far as the install meetings have been going.
And Ryan is at Mahaffey as a run game coordinator. Basically, when you do talk about the run, he kind of leads those conversations.
You know what? Throughout this first portion, Sean's been leading a majority of the meetings, and what Sean just shows a very good overall view of the offense. It just, when he comes up here, it's just, he has everybody's attention and is able to talk to every position. I've been very impressed by that. Obviously, one of the reasons we hired him, as far as just his expertise, and I think the guys have been really impressed with that he can sit up here and coach through what the running backs' responsibilities and footwork and fundamentals are, and the offensive line and the tight ends and the receivers and the quarterback, obviously his specialty. So, and I think that's really important throughout, especially the first year, just Sean being the majority of the voice that they're hearing, and then obviously it breaks up into the position coaches, but he's done a great job of keeping everybody on the same page. And it's one of the things I've told Sean, like, man, I think you're doing such a good job of just speaking to everybody in front of the room and showing your expertise in every position. And so we'll continue to work that way. And, obviously throughout the year, things change of how you go about things, but it's doing a great job.
As far as the install process, obviously it changes with the new voice, but does it take longer? Is it different when you're doing a new type of system? How much of that changes?
Again, like I said, there's a lot of similarities of how we're installing. I wouldn't say it's, we're in here longer or shorter than what we have been in the past. It's just important that all the information gets passed on, and that we as coaches do a great job of making sure that the job description's clear on every play, on every detail. And I believe our guys have been doing our offensive staff have been doing a really good job of that.
With the offense.
Real quick, this has been the most insightful fucking answering and more direct answering of questions. So far, he's given me a little hope that I can actually finish this damn video.
Training camp, what does a successful week look like to you under Sean, with not only the returners, but some of the rookies, Lemon, etc.?
Yeah, when you're in training.
Damn, nigga! Who's shoddy reporting? What the fuck? Who? Did he just hire her? Did they just goddamn hire her or some shit? You telling me out of all the receivers and fucking tight ends, you can't name all the rookies that are actually going to get significant playing time? I know that ain't Mina Kynes back there. I know that ain't that big boy off of ATL. I know that who ain't fuck. I know that who I ain't think fuck. Hold on, let me get my shit together. Hold on. I know that who that fuck. God damn it. I know that who the fuck is how you say that shit? I know that ain't who I think. I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is. That was better. That was better.
It's so important to put everything.
God damn, took a while, but we fucking got there. We'll get there when we get there, bitch. That bitch said hour 47 the fucking GPS, nigga. That's how long it's gonna motherfucking take. Maybe a little 2-3 minutes long because of all the motherfucking lights and the traffic.
Except for that particular day. And in training camp, there's going to be good back and forth between your offense and your defense. There's going to be good back and forth between your corners and your wide receivers and your linebackers and your tight ends. And so you're looking for what I'm looking for as far as, I guess, to say success of a day is, when we come in here and we watch as a team, are we getting better at the little things? Are we getting better at our fundamentals? Are we taking steps? Are we taking steps with our things that require no talent, our ball security? When I say require no talent, just everybody being on the same page at all times. So
Nick, that was completely fucking unnecessary. To literally elaborate on that fucking point. As if maybe for her ass, cause she sound new. I don't think I ever heard her voice before. But in general, this should not be fucking elaborate. This some shit where it's like she gotta learn this shit on the fly. I'm sorry, if you in football and you kind of involved and you know a little bit, you should already know what the fuck he talking about. Things that don't require talent is, a sense of urgency, having a high motor, reliability, knowing your role and performing your role to the best of your ability, staying disciplined, no penalties, shit like that. We don't need this whole goddamn elaboration. If niggas know football, or they should know football, if they don't know it, get the fuck out. This is not the goddamn right position for you. But at the end of the day, we don't need this whole goddamn elaboration. You just wasting my time. You wasting Pacific time, Mountain time, fucking Eastern time, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need this whole goddamn big-ass elaboration off of some shit that most people, like, if you know football, you should already know what he's talking about.
So you're just looking for little progressions each and every day. It's a marathon. And some days it's gonna look like this, and some days it's gonna look like this, and it's never just a true line. I know we all want it to be.
It's so fucking hilarious how he talks about it's a marathon and this nigga is going like this, like a fucking roller coaster. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Unless a nigga playing Little Big Planet or some shit, or fucking Pop Tropica, or goddamn Sonic and Knuckles. Like, you know how on on the Sonic and Mario shit, it'd be like these little these floating fucking elevators and shit, and it'll have like grass and trees on it, and then sometimes the spikes will go up, or like sometimes they'll move slow, then they'll move really fast, and if you don't time it right, you'll lose a life. Like that's what this shit reminded me of when he started talking about it just now. Like a marathon last time, my chick, you going goddamn straight up and down, you know what I'm saying? Like you going straight ahead or around the course, or however the motherfucking marathon work. I mean, unless goddamn, you remember motherfucking was it Dark Knight Rises or some shit? It was the one with Bane in there, and the dude was running on the football field, and the football field was coming up behind him. Unless it's some shit like that, it really don't make a whole lot of sense. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Be that way, especially as coaches, but progression feels like this, but it's up a little bit, back a little bit, up a little bit, back a little bit, and you're just trying to get a little bit better each day and continue that mode of you getting yourself better.
Don't do that shit ever again, respectfully. This nigga like completely fucking confused the shit out of me. So up here you're going up, so you're getting better. Down here you're going down. So I was with how he did it the first time. He was like, it doesn't necessarily go like this. Sometimes it goes like here, then back, and then it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because if you're regressing, you're technically going down here. If you're progressing, you're going up. So that was good enough. The up and down shit was good enough. There's not a fucking directional pad on a goddamn PlayStation or a goddamn game controller and shit. Okay? We understood, like, I feel like that based on Nick's attitude, based on these two, he just don't want to fucking be there, and he just doing some shit just to just get this shit over with. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you ain't got nothing to say, or you just want to say some profound ass shit, and you'll end up saying some shit quite the opposite of maybe what you intended. I don't fucking know. But it just seemed like he don't want to fucking be there, so he just saying any fucking thing. But I ain't gonna lie to you, that shit made absolutely no goddamn sense whatsoever.
Just about Chris Cooper's approach to his job, knowing that so many of those players have only heard one voice in their careers.
Yeah, I think, again, just making sure that he is very deliberate of his job description, and I think he's done a nice job of that. He can only be himself and do, coach the way he knows how to coach, and I hired him, for a reason. We were really impressed by him. and we know he's a phenomenal coach, and he's doing a good job of, building relationships with his players. He's doing a good job of teaching his players. Obviously, I talk to guys all the time, and, I know those guys think very highly of him, and have been really impressed, early on here in camp and through the OTAs. So, building trust is the most important thing, and you build trust by your daily habits. You build trust by, consistently doing the right things, and I think those are the things that he's been doing.
This nigga didn't say a fucking thing. So here's the thing. He tried to add some shit in there at the end, be like, yeah, the players are gravitating towards him, yada yada. But you saw how very clearly he talked about how Sean Mannion was leading the meetings. First off, the Cooper guy, that's a Sean Mannion hire. Because, he spent time with him in Minnesota. It wasn't just like, they decided, no. Sean Mannion brought his homie with him. Okay? So that's first and foremost. It was Sean Mannion the reason why he over there, not because of anything else. Secondly, this nigga didn't, so they was asking about, okay, like, what's Chris Cooper bringing to the table, whatever. He was like, yeah, he's, I thought the nigga was gonna goddamn recite the line from the Help and shit. He is smart, he is kind, he is important. Like, bruh, this nigga didn't say a motherfucking thing about him. He was like, yeah, he's very deliberate in how he knows that he has the offensive line to coach. Not the wide receiver group, not the quarterback group, not the tight ends, the offensive line. And he does a good job of identifying that and sticking to it. He's not talking to Devontae Smith. He's talking to Landon Dickerson, Mulata, Juergens. He knows how to identify the guys that play on the offensive line. He doesn't go up to Jalen Hurts and tell him how to do a, what the fuck you call it? A pull block. He's very good at identifying what a football is and what it looks like, and to make sure that there's no deflategate going on during the training camp practices. The nigga didn't say a fucking thing, bro, on God.
That he came back prematurely from surgery last offseason. What do you think is the organization's responsibility in protecting players from themselves? And have you guys implemented any changes to, ensure further protection for them?
Yeah, I think we always, first and foremost, are going to put the players' safety at the forefront. And that, we know guys are going to always want to come back, before, and that's why we have doctors. That's why we have all the doctors that we have, the training staff that we have. And we're always thinking about the long-term health of the player and what's best for the player. And so, that's all. And, at times you're like, man, I really want this guy out there to, in this game because he's going to help us win this game. But it's
you that motherfucking Brian Dable and Cam Scatterboard got the goddamn Giants team fined and shit because it was interfering with the medical procedure of clearing Jackson Dart for the concussion and shit. That shit was hilarious, bro. That's an NFL classic straight up. I don't give a fuck nobody say.
It's always been our organizational philosophy to take care of the guys and do what's best for them, to make sure they're stepping on the field, that when they can be stepping on the field when they're able to.
The fuck is he talking about? He's saying shit.
What have you seen in terms of how in the passing game things
Siri, I gotta respect you as our coach, but nigga, you ain't saying a motherfucking thing. I ain't gonna lie, you say it's a bullshit.
Again, just early on, obviously, there's a progression to everything of how we install. I think Sean's got a good progression of how he's went about it. We'll be in day 4 as far as out there in practice today. So obviously each and every day you guys will see more things because each and every day there's a new install through the first 10 or so installs. That doesn't necessarily mean like today is more of a review day actually, but because they're coming off of an off day and their walkthrough was in their install meeting was 2 days ago. So this will be a little bit more of a review of some of the things that you've seen. But yeah, again, like I said, we're gonna we're working different things, we're working different concepts. The guys have done a good job of learning the new terminology. Sometimes I compare that to you're learning a new language. They've studied hard, and I know they're doing a good job as far as limiting the mental errors and going out there being able to perform. So I think it's been a good start.
Damn! Hey, what the fuck? Like, god damn.
Makai Levin and Eli Stowers so far as early in their NFL careers, and what do you need to see out of them?
What in the motherfucking Ace Ventura is going on around here? That wasn't nature, nigga. That was a demigod, bro. What the fuck?
Shows that they're making progress and they're at the right track.
Yeah, I think.
Nigga, nature didn't call. Nature knocked on the fucking door and fucking took a battering ram and brought that shit down. Oh God.
Again, you're just looking for improvement in each and everything. I think both of those guys have a great skill set. I think you're seeing some of that skill set, and then there's still some things that aren't in yet that you're going to see more of to even show more of them. But I love the way Makai goes about his business, and little things like his effort in the run game are awesome. He's got really good quickness that you're seeing, and maybe you don't get to see it every time where he catches the football and where he shows great quickness, but I sure as heck see it on the film when he's away from the play or the ball's not going to him or the coverage takes it away. And then I think Eli has a really good feel for, the zone of where to sit in zones and how to get open versus different types of zone coverage. And we know that his athletic ability will make him, have ability to shake free on third down when it is man coverage. And so because he's quick, he's fast, he's explosive. But what I've been impressed with him is just his ability to kind of read defenses and find the areas of the zone where he needs to sit and be at the right spot at the right time.
Hey Nick, Nick, you guys have never thrown.
Damn, he got the question off. Shut the fuck up. Damn, like, you clearly had a voice that was dominating, the one that was heard the loudest. Let the nigga ask the fucking question. Like, yo, shut up. Damn.
Onto the backs. We've seen it a lot out there these first few days. What place does that have in this offense, and is something you like to do more?
Yeah, I mean, I think that all just depends on the style of or kind of the mode of offense you're in at that particular time. It's different thrown to a back, obviously, when you're in the gun. When he's at home, sometimes it's more of a check down of Jalen going through his progression, or Tanner going through his progression, or Andy or Cole going through their progressions and finding the back. And so, obviously we have backs that we feel very strongly that they know they're really good at running the ball, but we also know that Saquon's had a lot of production in this league with the pass game, and Will's had production in college in the pass game, and so we know those guys have that skill set, and it's about finding ways to utilize that. And but we know that those guys have the ability, but you always want to be multiple in things that you do, and being able to throw it to tight ends, throw it to running backs, throw it to receivers. What's getting you?
I'm so sorry. I'd rather read a fucking every single book in the fucking Dr. Seuss series. So anyway, no disrespect to Coach, but like sometimes his interviews be fucking killing me. The nigga don't be saying shit, and he gave me a little bit of hope, but I'm done. I quit. I throw in the damn towel. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow I'm gonna see y'all. Piano, maybe a new video if we don't get a chance to kind of refresh what we already learned already, which we kind of like don't really have down pat too much, but refresh what we learned already. Maybe watch a new video, and then we'll just find some shit to react to. So if anything crazy happens tonight into tomorrow morning, I'll report on it. If not, we'll just kind of wing it, and we'll just see how that goes. All right, so I'm out of here. Peace. Ah!